This is the most unaffordable housing market that America has ever seen. Let's use this home as an example, which is the American dream for a lot of people like me and my fiance. We do pretty well for ourselves, we earn in the six figures, and we've always wanted this. But then this happened. $553,000 for this house. You may be thinking to yourself, well, that's not so bad. Let me show you. This home that was sold for $553,000, that was listed for $489,000, sold for $337,000 back in 2018. This home in 2025 with a $553,000 sale price, 6% down and a 6.5% rate, gives you a payment of $3,716. Back in 2018 with a $337,000 sale price, 6% down and a 4.5% rate, gives you a payment of $1,800. Which means to afford that home today, you need a household income of $230,000.
That's nuts.
2018, you needed a household income of $100,000. Meaning that back in 2018, a couple with 2 entry-level jobs could have afforded this house. That's the issue that many people like me and my fiance are having. How is it that we have to earn more than twice as much money to do the same things that people used to be able to do just 5-6 years ago? One of the worst parts is we can't get any honesty around the situation.
This is why millennials and Gen Zs are having a hard time buying a house. This house is listed for $425,000, and this is around the median home price. The payment out the door monthly is $3,100. And the median household income is $89,000. So this would cost about 42% of their gross income, which is not wise, and in most cases, they won't even qualify. But Freddie, look at this house. This isn't a starter home. This is luxury. But it was a starter home. Just 10 years ago, this exact same home sold for $228,000. And the monthly payment was just $1,400. So the median household income of $59,000 could get this starter home for just 29% of their gross income. It was beautiful. Today, to buy that same house, you would need a $130,000 salary for it to only be 29% of your income. So what's the other option if you don't make $130,000 but you make $89,000 as a median household income? You would have to buy a house that's only $280,000. Okay, but here's the problem. There's no homes available for under $300,000. The 3 that are in gray are actually townhomes. There is only one home in this entire area that's under $300,000. But when you look at 300 to 500, there's over 400 homes available. This is what happened to the housing market.
You can't make this up.
Right.
On today's episode of I'll Never Be Able to Afford a House, this is the worst one. This is by far the worst one I've ever done. We're in Laguna Beach, California. This house is almost $19 million for a 400 square foot studio. No, that's not a typo. No, it's not an error. This is real life, people. And if you don't want to do the math, that's $43,000 per square foot. So before we get into the house, it's a stunning location. It's like right on the cliffs here. You get a private staircase down to the beach. I mean, it's beautiful. So jumping into the house, again, the view is stunning. It's a very pretty location, but this is it. This is your whole entire $19 million house. And this angle just shows how tiny it is for almost 19
$1 million the most, and even that's like stretching it. I get the beachfront property and all that. I understand that. 14 million is asinine. 14 is asinine.
dollars. So we're moving on up to Baldwin Park, California. This is $70,000 for a garage. And yes, you heard me right. This is it. This is your $70,000 garage. Just get a storage unit. They're like $100 a month. Do not pay $70,000 for a garage. Are you insane? And I always get comments on these. Seth, these are so expensive because you're only looking in LA and New York. Okay, let's go to Inglewood, Colorado. This house is $450,000, 1 bed, 1 bath, and it's 597 square feet. So this is it. This is your entire $500,000 house. And I will say the positive, this one is actually nice. It's not a scary garage or a hoarder's den. It's actually pretty nice. In the bathroom, it's very nice. Your laundry room is crammed in here too, but it's nice. Here is your bedroom, and that's it. That's your whole $500,000 house. That's all the houses for today. I mean, just every time we do these, I don't know whether to scream, whether to cry, whether to throw up, but this is always so depressing.
Are $100,000?
Those are tough sheds, right? Those are tough sheds.
Definitely sheds, bro.
I don't know how to make it any more clear. We have an entire generation who is f***ed. They cannot purchase a house. And it's not boo-hoo, millennials and Gen Zs can't buy a house, just rent. Yeah, if rent was $600, completely fine. We'd travel the world, we'd order our avocado toast, and we'd be happy. But rent is $2,000. You have an entire generation spending 30, 40, 50% of their income on rent.
Most of it is 60. I would say it's even higher than that. I don't know how some people are making it, myself included. I don't know.
That is why they are broke. And why aren't they having children? Because daycare is $1,200 to $3,000 a month. Do you realize if you bought your house in 2019, 2016, 2012, 2002, pick a year, your 5-bedroom, 3-bath lake house mortgage was $900 to $1,200.
That's wild,
cheaper
bro.
than what Gen Zs and millennials are spending on one infant in
Daycare, right?
today.
Facts, right?
Your rent for a 1-bedroom was cheaper than what the average graduated college is spending on their loan amount each and every month.
£325,000 to live in a shed on someone's driveway in Bedford is absolutely wild. So this is based in Clifton. It's a 1-bedroom studio flat, apparently.
I know this. I know I'm American based, but I'm just showing, guys, this is happening everywhere. This is happening everywhere with the boomer control, bro. Corporations, bro, listen.
25 grand, are you having a laugh? So it's actually on someone's driveway. They have got to be taking the piss. So this is the driveway, the actual house is on the left, this is the shed on the side. Here we've got the kitchen, not a bad size I suppose, but it's a 1-bed and it's a studio, but I'm genuinely lost for words. The fact that they've called it spacious driveway is bloody wild. Now in the actual bedroom, I can't believe they're charging this much. This is the bathroom. Some people are going to say, oh, do you know what, £325,000 isn't too bad, but I'm sorry to say it, a 1-bedroom flat in this area is wild. This is actually the outside now. Maybe I'm clutching at straws here. Maybe a lot of people in the Clifton area are going to be thinking, you know what, I might snap this up. It's not a bad price. But people, it's literally a shed on someone's driveway and they're like, you know what, let's just bloody sell it and help sell off our mortgage. But you know what, if they've got the space, fair play to them. And if they actually sell it, do you know what, fair play to them even more. It's their property. They can do whatever they want with it. But let me know what you think about it. Is it worth the money? Let me know what you think.
3 reasons why you can't afford a house. 1. After 2008, Wall Street realized rental income beats stocks. Blackstone bought 80,000 homes. Corporations now own 300,000 rental units, paying cash, outbidding families. 2. They use AI to find homes and make all cash offers in 24 hours.
For reference, that is a fact. That happened to me. 54 bids. We saw 54 houses, 54 bids. Every time. I remember the one house that we saw, it was listed at 89,000, right? We put in an offer at 145 with like a $10,000 dollar. You know, if we had to go up an extra 10, we would, right? It was kind of in the area we wanted. It's a more quiet neighborhood, whatever. A day later, they get a cash offer in for $226,000 straight cash. Bro, what? That not only happened just one time. That happened at least, I can count on my hand, maybe, not my hands, but at least 20 times to us. All the other people beat us out because of the cash offers, bro. And most of the time, it was over 180 to 2 something. But that was crazy. For those two, it was the next day, because we saw it on a Friday evening. Monday morning, they said, yeah, somebody came in with a $226,000 cash offer. I think I may be dumbing it down, but I think it was more than that too.
20% above asking. You with your bank loan, you can't compete. In Phoenix, 30% of homes went to investors. 3, they want you renting forever. Own nothing, pay forever. They're turning the American dream into a subscription service.
And that's the thing too, about, you know, qualifying for whatever the bank, you know, whatever you qualify for with the bank, especially, you know, like me, you know, first generation home buyer, first generation college student, first generation college graduate, right? Yes, the bank will approve you for, you know, let's say, hey, we have a grant amount for $10,000, right, for your first time home buyers program. But then I kid you not, they run out of the funding so fast, right? And I'm not going to say it's a bias. It felt like a bias to me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It seemed like certain people were getting approved for these and we weren't, but whatever. But what I'm saying is, let's say you get approved for that amount, you have to use that grant amount before the funding runs out in the program. So if you have 30 people receiving this grant, well, I think it's like 20, they have 20 people in the program that's supposed to receive the first time home buyers grant amount, right? if they run out of that funding, let's say you do get approved and you do have X, Y, and Z. If you don't find a house within that, before that money runs out, you got to start over from zero again. This is what I mean by they just keep moving the goalposts on us.
And they're winning.
The reason why you guys could afford houses was
we
because
worked our ass off and bought it.
okay, but you're trying to say that we don't work.
No,
Everything's
I'm saying
very
you're
expensive.
an idiot because you're living in a house paying all that rent.
Okay.
All right? All you got to do is you're
All right.
paying more rent than you would a mortgage.
Okay. Where am I? Or how am I going to get a mortgage?
Well, you save up your money and
How? I'm paying the rent.
Right.
Oh my God, what a freaking asshole.
Not now she's an a-hole because she's proved he can't. Right. He should be frustrated at them though, not her.
Dave Ramsey says that the reason that young people can't afford houses these days is because that their expectations are way too high, that they want to live in a 4,000 square foot house in an affluent area. They want $1 million house as a starter home, and they just won't accept a 1,200 square foot house. I'm an elder millennial. I bought my first house in my 20s, and it was $99,900. It was on a half-acre lot. It was 1,251 square feet, and it was brand new. I was the first person that lived there, and it cost $99,900. And at the time, there was a first-time homebuyer's credit of like $10,000 if you lived there for 5 years. So it was actually 10% cheaper. That same exact house now is 18 years old, and if someone was going to buy it, it would cost $270,000 for the exact same house. So the exact same house, 1,200 square foot, half-acre lot, but it's 18 years old, so you're going to have to replace the water heater, the roof. You're going to be probably replacing the air conditioning unit soon. Like all of these things, and it's $270,000. So almost triple the price. In that same time, the same job that I had is not paying triple the price.
Right.
So that's the problem. The problem is that the price on these starter homes has gone up so much. Our wages have not gone up so much.
Right.
So as an elder millennial, I was able to buy it, but younger millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they're not going to be able to buy it
at all.
So that is the problem. It's not that their expectations are so high. It's that everything has changed. The game changed while they were playing it, while we were playing it.
Yep.
Like all of the prices keep going up.
And that's the problem right there. I think I was watching a movie maybe a year or two ago with my kids. I think it was called Ready Player One. But you had everybody, the sad part was you had everybody living on top of each other in these trailers, bro. And it's like, I feel like that's where we're almost headed, because if these entities are buying up, and let's be clear here, it is not normal people buying up all of these properties like that. It is not normal people. These are real estate tycoons. These are corporations buying up these properties from us like this and raising this. It's not normal people. All right. But this one here.
This is the most unaffordable housing market that America has.
I thought this was a decent opening video because he really breaks down where the market was at and affordability compared to what the affordability is now. You know, they're saying like 2018 to 2026. Even still, you know, he's upper echelon. I'm not gonna lie, I can't afford that. You know, neither, you know, would I want to. I mean, I probably would, but this one here.
House is listed for $425,000, and this is around the median home price. The payment out the door monthly is $3,100, and the median household income is $89,000. So this would cost about 42% of their gross income, which is not wise, and in most cases,
42% of your income is wicked, bro. And that's just paying for a place to sleep. You're not talking about the RG&E, the food, the insurance, the taxes yearly, your car, the insurance on the car if you have a car, any other activities. But they saying, you know, if you don't buy Starbucks, which I honestly I've never paid for Starbucks in my life, but they telling me not to buy Starbucks. I ain't been buying Starbucks and I still can't afford what they're talking about.
they won't even qualify. But Freddie, look at this house. This isn't a starter home. This is luxury. But it was a starter home. Just 10 years ago, this exact same home sold for $228,000. And the monthly payment was just $1,400. So the median household income of $59,000 could get this starter home for just 29% of their gross income. It was beautiful. Today,
29% of your gross income is fine, right? That's you're paying bills. You may have to bring in your own lunch instead of buying a lunch, which I recommend anyway because everything is highly processed, but that's fine. Now, good luck.
to buy that same house,
42% of your income is wicked shit, bro. That's wicked. That's wicked work.
You need a $130,000 salary for it to only be 29% of your income. So
and there are very few jobs that are giving $130,000 salary. This is what I'm talking about as far as them paying out a livable wage to people. We are not getting livable wages. I have 5 side hustles. I have 5 side hustles outside of me owning my business, and I have yet to gross that much money. So I know for the normal person, you know, and I'm 37 years old. I know for the normal person that they're not doing that. You may not even have the time to if you're trying to further your career, or if these jobs got you locked in from 9 to 5. How do you even make time to do anything else?
The other option, if you don't make 130 but you make 89,000 as a median household income, you would have to buy a house that's only $280,000.
Man, listen, man. I want to know what y'all think and what y'all what y'all think, what y'all experiences are with this, man. I have mine. I told you guys mine. And me buying that, you know, trying to, you know, get that house, I think it was like 79, 80K. They came in with a cash offer, $226,000 in the next 2 days. Like, I thought, you know, I'm thinking like, man, you know, I'm approved for enough. We gonna get it. You know, I'm sure. Every time most of the losses was because people came in with these 200K plus cash offers. These are entities doing this, y'all. We have to vote correctly, bro. This is the reason you have to participate in your local elections. You have to go to these town hall meetings that people don't go to. This is the reason why a lot of stuff get passed because we're not present. I'm not saying this is our fault. I'm not saying this is Gen Z, millennials, and zillennials' fault, right? But boomers, you're definitely responsible. You're definitely on the hook for this. Definitely. Let me know what y'all think. Leave me your experience below. Ayo Bassel TV, I thank you guys for the growth. I thank you guys. The channel is growing real fast. Thank you guys for coming. Ayo Bassel TV, like, comment, share. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.